Hey everybody, welcome back to the podcast. Just real quick today, today is June 20th, and I just came across something that confirmed a lot of my assumptions. But before I start, please like, share, and subscribe, especially this one. It'll be brief, but I think it's very important. So if you listen to prior podcasts, I mentioned that I had a conversation with a really close friend of mine, another African-American guy. And I had there was a policy that the Black Panthers wanted to implement, and I disagreed with the policy. As you know, or may not know, I'm pro-capitalist, right? And my friend was almost insulted that I just had a difference of opinion in how to approach this problem. I was approaching it from a capitalist view, and the Black Panthers, as we know, were socialist / communist / Marxist, whatever you want to call them. And a light bulb went on in my head that at some point in time, since I don't know, probably since the civil rights era, the Black community has been steadily marching toward socialism. And the Black community has now become synonymous with socialism. And if you attack socialist policies, if you're a Black person, you're called a sellout. And if you're a white person, you're called a racist. So that was what I came to believe deep in my heart. And I just someone forwarded over to me a little video that I'm gonna share with you about Black Lives Matters. And the reason I'm sharing it is because before you start donating to Black Lives Matter, you want to know who you're donating to. So I'm just going to share this with you right quick.
Or is concerned that that there's a lack of perhaps ideological direction in Black Lives Matter that would allow it to fizzle out, as he said, in comparison to Occupy Wall Street. As you are advanced in your own organization, as you all are headed to Cleveland to participate in this Black Lives Movement conference, how do you respond to that particular critique? Again, a loving critique from an elder of the struggle that some others share, that I've even shared as well, to be frank, is a concern about, in part because of the co-optation and the appropriation, that a more clear ideological structuring might be of some value here. But how do you respond to those kinds of, again, loving criticisms?
I think that the criticism is helpful. I also think that it might, I think of a lot of things. The first thing I think is that we actually do have an ideological frame. Myself and Alicia in particular are trained organizers. We are trained Marxists. We are super versed on sort of ideological theories.
Let me ask you something. Do you hate Americans with black skin color?
Absolutely.
So hopefully that recorded well. But yeah, from the horse's mouth, one of the co-founders of Black Lives Matters are Marxists. So they're a step removed from socialists. And I've been saying it for the longest time since the 2020 protests have started, that I gave the Black Lives Matter organization a little bit of credit for organizing protests for perceived injustice. The protests were peaceful, but then when the riots broke out, I said that was not about the death of George Floyd. Those were anti-capitalist, Antifa people causing havoc. And I kind of distanced Antifa and Black Lives Matter, but now I have to group them together. They're both anti-capitalist. And if you are donating money to Black Lives Matters, just know that you're donating to an organization who's affiliated itself with Marxism, an ideology with a death count I mean, higher than anything else in the history of the world. I mean, Lenin, Stalin, Pol Pot, various African nations, Mao. I mean, millions upon millions of people died because one day they woke up and found out it was a bunch of Marxist communists running their country, and they decided, hey, I don't agree with this, and got a bullet to the head, or they got starved. So that's your perfect public service announcement for the day. Please like, share, and subscribe. And do me a favor, spread this to someone not necessarily in your community, not necessarily someone where you're preaching to the choir, but bring people outside of your community into the fold, because this affects all of us: Black, white, gay, straight, LGBTQ community, everybody, rich, poor. If Marxist gets a hold of us, it's over, man. So again, like, share, and subscribe. Until next time, stay safe out there.